Much early, not too much. All right, Jeskai tempo. We played something really close to this before. Made a couple of small changes in the main deck and the sideboard to the last list we played. Things I'm thinking about here as we play through the league. I'm uncertain if Spreading Seas is worth the slots that it is taking. It's very possible, especially with going up to a second Restoration Angel, that these might be better as Wall of Omens, perhaps. Like maybe 2 walls and just a second Field of Ruin as extra graveyard hate. Hey, Blue Newbie, thanks for the 1.5 years. If you haven't seen this deck before, one of the neat synergies is Teferi, Time Raveler, in addition to making your opponent feel miserable, prevents your opponent from recasting their spells that are underneath Spell Queller. So basically, if your opponent kills Spell Queller while Teferi's on the battlefield, they don't get to recast their spell. Or if you Teferi bounce your Spell Queller, you get to not let them cast a spell and you get the Spell Queller back to your hand. Also, notably, we can resto our Spell Queller while Teferi is out and then counter another spell or exile another spell and they don't get to cast the old one. Last time we played this, we had 1 Ashiok on the sideboard and it felt pretty reasonable, so I went up to a second one here. This card is Graveyard Hate that also stops Valakut Titan and Tron and decks like that from searching their library, so we'll see how it goes. Rocking the 7 pieces of Graveyard Hate today. Hashtag respect the Hagak. Shaka Shaka, thank you for the entire year of support. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Jund deck was good yesterday. If you're watching live or you're watching this on YouTube and you like fair Magic decks, be sure to check out the Jund League we played on the 24th. Both the Modern Leagues yesterday were pretty good. Unclaimed Territory. Elves or humans? Humans. Probably just going to kill this with fire. Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah, Grafdigger's Cage is awesome to have back. Card's super reasonable. Yeah, I'll probably want double white at some point. Let's grab Sacred Foundry here. Yeah, Feather's gaining a lot. Most notably so, I've been playing Naya Feather, and most notably because we are getting the red-white temple, getting another red dual land that's good likely means that likely means that we would prefer to have prefer to be just straight red-white because your mana gets better. You've got one, Shaka. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt this one. Takes the least amount of damage this turn. Spell Queller theoretically blocks this next turn. Yeah, God's Willing is very good in the Feather deck. That card is phenomenal. That card not going to be particularly useful in this matchup. I'm going to pass with 3-drop up here. Probably going to be clicking myself this game to send the Veto back from whence it came. So this counters their spell and makes it so their Thalia's Lieutenant can't attack in. Sure. Looking for just more removal spells at this point. You know, I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and Spreading Seas this just because it cuts them off of a redraw. Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted for Christmas, chat. So looking to fade Reflector Mage here. That would give them their snake back. Hey, Salt Block. Let's get you a sword as well. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday morning. Welcome, welcome. Opponents had enough. All right. Magma Spray, Abrade, Detention Spheres, and Celestial Purge, all fine here. Dovin's Veto, not particularly good. Spreading Seas, kind of mediocre. Rest of this seems fine. I don't think I want anything else out of here. D-Sphere is a little expensive, but it's like a pseudo sweeper in some board situations, which is really nice. Celestial Purge tagged Kitesail Freebooter and Mantis Rider, and sometimes these decks play Kessig Malcontents as well, so card does enough to bring in, I think. Let's give it a go. Hey, Mortrix, thank you for the 9 months. A Modern Live. Yep. We're going to keep doing double Modern every morning this week. I think we're going to cool and probably not do any Modern during the week next week. Maybe 1 or 2 towards the very end. Since it's new set time, but plenty of Modern this week for sure. Morning, Brando. Wow, no turn 1 play. That's good for us. We get to go ahead and play Grim Boy on 1. And we can bolt something on 2, activate Grim Boy on 3. Notable that Spell Queller exiles the spell. It technically does not counter it, so this card does not care about Cavern Souls. Resolves. Any idea my next paper tournament? No idea. I think NRG is going back to the Water Park Hotel in November, so maybe then. But that's also a team tournament, so I'm not really a fan of team tournaments. You think they're trying to play a 2-drop? Do you think they're trying to play a 2-drop? I really hope they're trying to play a 2-drop. They were totally trying to play a 2-drop. Nice Damping Sphere. Nice Damping Sphere. Good card. Solid board in. You should never board this card in against a fair deck. It's mainly in the human sideboard for Tron, and it's like fine to bring it against something like Storm. So I'm probably going to field plus opt this turn. I think that was I realized I should not have boarding in Damping Sphere. I'm going to my next match concession. Yeah, it's good against Amulet too. Yep. But not really for your Jeskai control matchup. That's correct, Tom. If your opponent sacrifices their land, the Field of Ruin is targeting, the Field of Ruin is countered and does not resolve. Hey, Sufa, thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Any Underlords today? I'm not sure if I'm going to have Underlords today. We're definitely going to do Underlords tomorrow and Thursday. I forgot I had, when I was talking yesterday, I forgot I have an appointment at 3 o'clock today. So I'm not sure we're going to have time to fit it in. Because I want to do 3 standard decks today. Make sure we get through most of what's in the queue. Tomorrow and Thursday, I think I plan to run a little bit longer and do a few hours of Underlords at the end, though. They're supposed to be doing a balance patch for Underlords today, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen this morning or not till this evening. So I'd much rather wait till after they balance patch, just so I'm getting a feel for the new stuff. Benthic Biomancer. Yeah, busy. Yeah, busy. Nah, I'm not really into the SGDQ stuff. Yep. So I think we just start firing off Helixes. think I just grab a mountain here and Helix the Dork. So this has less power, but it eventually draws and discards. So I think I want to get rid of that one. Yeah, the deck list in the queue put the wrong Ugin in it. Yep. Honestly, this seems almost good for me. Just like they're not deploying a second threat this turn. Like, obviously I'd like to be able to find a land and cast my spells, but this is like, it feels bad to be spreading seized here, but we're ultimately losing this because we just don't have lands. It's just kind of how Magic goes. Yep. If we'd have hit any second land here, like even Field of Ruin, we'd have been able to flash in Snapcaster Mage and block. Hey, Full On Tilt, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yay, Magic. This game sucks sometimes. I think we're coming back from this position. I think even if we hit the red source next turn, we're probably too far behind. I also have to have like Fetch Shock to have it happen too. Veto's pretty bad here. Hey, Time Raveler's the cut. I actually don't mind Spreading Seed in this matchup because it turns off their Mutavault and draws a card. I have a pretty hard time protecting Time Raveler. Just leave in one. Bring in our extra removal again against the creature deck. Magma Spray, Abrade, a couple Detention Spheres. Grimboy's sweet. The fact that the second Grimboy's kind of awkward, but like this 6 is good. One of the things that's nice about this hand is we get to go Grim Lavamancer on 1, and then we can fetch with Scalding Tarn, cast Op, activate Grim Lavamancer on 2, which is really clean. No. No, oh god, I just hit the wrong hotkey. Well, it was going to be really good. It was in fact going to be really good. That's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. They didn't play a 1-drop, so we basically just missed a point of damage. I guess I technically could have had a second one in play. This in, pass the turn. We have a lot of options here. We have Snap Op, we have Helix plus Grim Lavamancer. We can Spell Queller whatever they cast. Auto tapper when. I think I actually want to keep the Opt in my bin here. Because the Opt propels me through more cards, which gives me the more likely ability to find more food for this. I'm going to attack with this because I'm not activating it this turn, so might as well get in my point of damage. Especially with the Waterlogged Grove, that could potentially add up in the long term. I did conclude that Red in 6 didn't feel good. I don't have a... Depends, like, John's the type of deck where you can include whatever you want to beat Mark, so just, you know, pick a deck that you want to beat and then put cards in there to beat that deck. Worth noting that if I had 2 Grim Boys in play right now, I probably would be closer to killing them, which would be nice. Hey, Squishy, you are very, very close to that 3-year mark. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. Yeah, that one's going to resolve, right? I guess I'm actually going to click myself here at this point. And potentially just try and race in the air. Don't need a second Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, with these bolts, we just get to run them down pretty quickly. More spell bombs main, maybe. So here's the thing, and this is what makes the graveyard decks good. Like, all these people putting main deck graveyard hate, you can't mulligan for your graveyard hate game 1. So, like, sure, some amount of the time you're going to randomly open your graveyard hate in your opening 7, and, like, they're going to be playing a graveyard deck, and you're going to get to feel good about it. But a lot of the time, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to line up well. Two haste flying for however much mana? No, that's not really a modern playable card. And I do not say what I am about to say lightly, but it took me a while to fully realize why this card makes me feel the way it does. This card is basically Blood Moon. This is a card that basically says, hey, this resolved. If you don't have things that can take it off the table, you're basically just don't get to play Magic. You don't get to play your cards. Like, it's as bad as Pithing Needle doesn't do anything. We have Sorcerer's Spyglass. The problem is that you have to actually kill this card. You can't just turn off its ability. Yeah, it's a Blood Moon for instant speed cards. It's a Blood Moon for fun Magic cards. Burgle and I were talking, and he had a really good comment. Like, they should have put Teferi's text box on Domri. Green-red Domri should probably be the card that says, hey, you can't play at instant speed, because that's a green-red thing to do. Instead, they gave the effect that's supposed to hose the control decks to the control decks, and the end result is pretty rancid. Hey, thanks for the support, Zentoth. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning. I think I'm probably just going to spread them off their Mutavault here onto... I think I'm going to want to make sure to fetch a Shockland here so we get our red. I guess I couldn't fetch a basic mountain anyways, but I want to be able to fetch a mountain with this Field of Runes. That way if they spread me off this red source, I still have something. At least you could blank Reflector Mage by electing to not play creatures. Teferi, 3-mana Teferi, literally hits every axis in Magic. It hoses decks that want to play non-creatures, and it hoses decks that want to play... Sweet. This is a good activation for us. It means that that they're not deploying a third threat to the table. If they only have 2 threats this turn, we could be in an okay spot. Because I get to fetch, shock, Helix, the Lord of Atlantis. They bend a Force of Negation. That's kind of scary. field their land and bolt their lord. Because then I could get Spell Pierced. I also don't really care about the Waterlogged Grove. It's currently killing them. The Waterlogged Grove is currently killing them. Relic of Progenitus. Well, that's awkward. So much for my Snapcaster Mages. Yep, all Doomblades on deck. Let's go. Yeah, I'm probably going to burn a Snapcaster Mage this turn. So that way I can snap the next turn. We'll see. We'll see. This might be, depending on what they do with this Aether Vial, this might be a Field of Ruin, your Mutavault, Bolt You, Path You turn. Depends on if they put a Lord in with this. The problem with that sequence is I'm then not forcing them. I then don't have spells left over for my second Snapcaster Mage. Ooh, that's good for me. Ooh, that's good for me. So, Snap Helix in response. Yeah, Snap Helix in response. Hey, King. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I would like to kill this one with fire, please. Bye, Felicia. Sweet. It's a pretty sizable sequencing for us. 3-mana Teferi does not rotate out of standard till fall of next year. Do they have Double Lord here? They have to have Double Lord to attack Silvergull Adeptin. Yeah, this might just be Mutavault Crash. Depending on how things line up here. Oh, right, they have Island Walk. Depending on how things line up here, I might be clicking the snap out of my own hand. Ooh, that's really good. I am taking donations for M20. I should probably tweet that and post it in announcements. Yeah, M20 donation decks are open, so get in while they're hot. Do I want to play around Spell Pierce here? It'll be okay. I think I have enough removal. Alright, so let's bolt this. Maybe I'm supposed to path this here, actually, in case they have a counterspell. I wonder if we're going to get Force of Negation here. And then I can trade here. They have Dismember in their deck? I guess we showed them Spell Queller, right? So Dismember makes some amount of sense. Weird. Maybe they're digging for a Dismember. I think I'm just pathing this. I think I just want to keep my health total high with the relic gone. The Snapcaster Mage is live now. What's the question, hostage? Just gonna cycle this. Lets me fire up Colonnade, which is nice. Notably, I can't click lands out of a hand, so it's no point in saving it to click myself. What'd you get? Probably Silvergill Adept. Oh, they have another relic. That's awkward. Means I don't have a removal spell in the tank. For what the archetype is. I mean, the archetype's in the title name. Or are you saying you're confused what tempo means? Or what the colors are? So Jeskai refers to the 3-color combination, red, white, and blue. Hashtag America. And tempo refers to decks that have an aggressive slant while also containing disruption. Alright, I have a 2-turn clock in the air here. Go, go, go. Yeah, no, I don't know, Rich. It's a tough question to ask. That's probably fine, Nivik. Can you do me a solid and submit it through the form on the site, just so I remember to actually add it to the queue? Alright, so we're 2 for 2 on my deck full of Lightning Bolts and Snapcaster Mages beating Tribal Creature decks. Grass, green, water, wet, good matchups, good, etc., etc. Alright. One of the really bad fallacies. I was responding to a YouTube comment there really quick. One of the really bad Modern fallacies, and this is another one of the reasons why I'm just going to be happier not playing Modern once we get a new format, is the number of people who make the very illogical jump from we could unban a number of cards in Modern and they would be fine, you know, like Stoneforge Mystics and Splinter Twin and Birthing Pod, and then people make this really ridiculous jump to, well, what if we just unban everything? So you're saying we should unban everything? It's like, no. There is just so much middle ground between we could unban a number of things safely and you could unban actual everything. It's just one of those reminders of Magic players are silly. Alright, turn 1 Tron land map. It means this lightning bolt now has one job, chat. One job. Upstairs. Upstairs. The face is the place. Know your role. Ooh, spreading seas. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Spread them, baby. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? For the record, I agree that the Delve cards aren't, that Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise aren't particularly amazing in Modern. just so we understand which side of that argument I'm on. I'd unban the Delve cards. I saw online that Spreading Seas doesn't prevent Tron from being online. No, that's very incorrect. This card would be unplayable. In fact, you can see here, the Urza's Tower effect is wiped out and it's been replaced by Island. So this card does not count as a copy of Urza's Tower while it is spread. Sure. Hey, what's going on, Fuzzy? Yeah, Underlords is great. So we're going to go ahead and click them here, and then we can resto click them again next turn. So, notably, my opponent has the other Tron land set up already, because that's how their deck works. They always have it. We get to take their one payoff here, though. And this is the part of playing against Tron that just, you know, it kind of sucks. Everybody clench, and I'll let you know when we can unclench. We're gonna draw a step, resto, click them, and hope for the best. But my opponent's got double Chromatic Sphere here. So they need to draw a blank off of us clicking them, and then they need to draw 2 more blanks off of these. There's an incredibly likely chance that my opponent puts a big scary thing into play this turn. Snapcaster Spreading sees them. Lol. Alright, and they get to keep all of those. As you will. Play your Tron piece, take your 2 redraws. Let me know how it goes. I guess they technically have 3 redraws here, huh? Oh, they almost messed it up. They almost cycled before they tapped for mana. That would have been real good for us. And this is why the Tron deck is very good. It just has they're basically playing a 48 card deck. They get so, like, these cards, Relic of Progenitus, all these cards, just let them draw more cards. I can't race Karn, Squishy. I can't. Wormcoil I can at least draw a path to, or I can, like, Snapcaster block, bolt my Snapcaster Mage, and race them in the air. Karn Exile is one of my things. Hey, look, they drew another redraw. Thanks for the 28 months, Bulletproof Pope. And Caesar, thanks for the 4 months. Good morning, folks. Oh! Are they the unluckiest Tron player in the world? Maybe their Tron deck's broken, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. Walking Ballista? It's a Walking Ballista. Weird that they elected to play this as opposed to playing this as a 3/3. I don't know that we're going to get to more Underlords today. I have an appointment at 3 o'clock I have to be at that I forgot about yesterday. But we're definitely playing tomorrow and Thursday. I mean, it doesn't make that big of a difference here, Burgle. I might get them to burn extra mana on this. So if they play a Tron piece next turn, they have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go ahead and pass here and see if we can get them to spend some extra mana on this Walking Ballista. So obviously I'm going to snap bolt the Walking Ballista most likely here. And I'm going to see if I can, like, if they pay 4 to pump it, I can snap bolt it in response to that. And then they're denied the counter that they spent mana for. If the bolt doesn't kill the Walking Ballista, Bob, the Walking Ballista kills my creatures. So it's like just about as good as going to their face. Because the Walking Ballista kills the Restoration Angel in 2 turns. Also leaves me the ability to Spell Queller this, which is nice. And they only have 6 mana. That's true. That's true. That's a pretty big mistake on their part. That's a 3 mana Teferi. So I attack with these. Hey, Alkalol, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I really appreciate that, and for the 1.5 years. Thanks for keeping me around. Two Twitch babies. That doesn't work. It doesn't quite work that way. You got to take a break in the middle. You can't have one kid and then start the next one right away. It's no good. The Fred, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I could bounce the Spreading Seas, the power plant. They have the treasure map though, so that doesn't really matter. What if I just pass here, and if they power up Walking Ballista and then shoot the Spell Queller, and they power up Walking Ballista at the end of turn, and then power it up again on their turn, and then triple shoot the Spell Queller, I can re-Spell Queller the Karn, and then they've spent a good chunk of their mana? Is that reasonable? I think that's reasonable. Nah, I don't think that's very good, Mordix. I think I'd rather have them spend 8 mana to kill the Spell Queller. And then just re-Spell Queller the card when they recast it. This means that they don't have another payoff, and that payoff needs to be like Karn, Ugin, or Oblivion Stone. We'll be able to Spell Queller this card in the Great Creator, attack for 5, and then Snap Bolt them. Yeah. Alright, this is the part where they find Ulamog and I die. Oblivion Stone, not a good scene. Not a good scene for a hero. I think they already played a land, right? So I just Spell Queller this. And, like, they can pump and shoot the Spell Queller, but then they only have 3 mana left over. Yeah, fairies, not close. Look, L's are the more... Yeah, the bolt is going to end up going to the face, Bob. You're not wrong. Alright, so they're going to get the Great Creator here. But that's not really going to accomplish... I'm trying to think, like, what 2 or 3 mana thing do they get out of the board, right? Because they have 3 cards in their hand, so... what's it called? Ensnaring Bridge does not save them here. What do we got that gets them out of this here? And Teferi could send it. Oh, Teferi bounces bridge too. That's funny. Oh, that's great. The regas, thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I like this. They're taking a little info with them on the way out the door. I guess they don't know that they're dead until they see the Snapcaster Mage. Alright, so Stony Silence, Abrade, Disdainful Stroke. I think Ashiok's fine here. The Detention Sphere is probably fine. Helix is bad. Grim Lavamancer is bad. Time Raveler's pretty mediocre, huh? It's like fine with Spell Queller. Hey, morning, Gorlewski. Do I want one Time Raveler or do I want one Lightning Helix? Also a question, if I'm bringing in Detention Sphere, do I want to keep all these Path to Exiles? I'm not sure that I do. I'm gonna put two Helix in. Just like be able to be a burn deck. I like being a burn deck. So do most non-rotating sets start out decent and then get toxic, or are they always toxic? Well, we don't this isn't, so if you're referring to Commander Horizons, that set is the first of its kind to be introduced to Modern. So we don't really have a baseline for. So Field of Ruin plus Surgical is fine, but I only have one Field of Ruin. So I think it seems narrow. This probably isn't good enough. Meh. On the draw versus Tron. Cross your fingers and hope. I mean, the new format's a blank slate, Caesar. I think as Magic formats get bigger and bigger, they are more inclined for linear and aggressive decks to be good. In the new format, though, is a real chance for Wizards of the Coast to be like, we're actually going to manage this format and not let it turn into what Modern turned into in the long term. But again, that's a decision that Wizards of the Coast needs to make. All right. Spreading seas into Dovin's Veto here means this hand ends up pretty okay. I have no idea where they're going to start from. Not a clue. Why is Ashiok good in this matchup? She turns off Expedition Map, and it turns off all their search effects. So once you take them off of Tron, Ashiok makes it harder for them to reassemble Tron. The static text on Ashiok is the good part for people missing it. They just like have another mine here. Yeah, Field of Ruin just like destroys a land straight up, which is sweet. I'm going to go ahead and counter this because, one, Spell Queller can't counter bigger things, and two, I have Field of Ruin here to take them off this Urza's Tower, which means they need another search effect in order to have Tron reassembled. We're also getting to the point here, though, where, like, my opponent's just going to, like, have 6 lands and be able to just, like, start hardcasting Worm Coils and Current Liberated. Yeah, you have an Oblivion Stone. Oh, I think you're right. Ashiok does not prevent them from searching their library from your effects. I think that sounds correct. Spells and abilities your opponent controls can't cause the controller to search the library. Yep. So it does not impact Field of Ruin. Oblivion Stone here was kind of rough. I could windmill the Detention Sphere, but that doesn't really accomplish anything, right? I guess I just have to hope they don't have a big scary next turn. Now, I'm gonna take them off the O-Stone. They're gonna get to spend 2 and then have 7 mana here, though. Excuse me, Burgle. They only have 4 cards. Thank you. Sir. Castle Runner, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. They're playing a 40-card deck. Statistically, their 4 cards are 5. Lol. I get Nature's Claimed here. Okay. Yep. I'm all the way up to 24. How can they possibly win, chat? Abrade. Snap the Detention Sphere, right? It's possible that I have slightly too much graveyard hate in my sideboard and I should have a second Stony Silence. Would be good in matchups like this. Like the second Ashiok could potentially be a second Stony Silence. Spreading Seas is going to go away in a second anyways. Might as well do this. Send this upstairs. Yeah, Nimble Obstructionist is definitely good in this matchup, Burgle. I agree that is a modern playable Magic card. I'm going to shock this in so I can Veto, Snap Veto. Or Veto, Snap Helix. Or Spell Queller plus Vendilion Clique. And actually, once they blow the Oblivion Stone, I can Spell Queller this Expedition map, right? Your use of On a Stick seems very off base. So do I draw step, click them here, or do I just hold up Veto? My hand's kind of mediocre in the event that they have a... Like, what if they play Wormcoil Engine, though? I could probably hold Veto. People keep saying that about 2020. Did they forget Origins? Origins was like a really good set. Like, an incredibly good set. Yeah, the flip planeswalkers were just excellent. Wasi figured out how to manage to make core sets good at the exact same time they decided to stop printing them. Pure Watsi. I should probably draw step click them here, right? Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't have Snap Veto up right now. Alright, let's do this now. Those are literally the words that fell out of my mouth. I should draw step click because I can't Snap Veto. It's a shame we didn't have a Colonnade this game, because Colonnade would be lethal this turn, right? Yeah, they've got one draw step here, which means we're dead, but you know, what can you do about it? Do I keep this? I think I keep this, huh? Do I keep this? This stops this card. This stops Great Creator from locking us out next turn, right? It beats O-Stone too. I think that falls under the camp of good enough. The redraws. Yeah, I don't have any outs to Ugin, really. I think I've got like one more Veto and a Stroke. So like pretty unlikely to find that up to that. Oh, I'm gonna lose now. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, of course I'm supposed to Spell Queller that. Alright, whew! Thank goodness this is a no justice stream. Oh wait, they can claim something here, right? Bolt, 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 bolt. Papi! Alright, we're not out of the woodwork yet. They're at 1, but like past Bolt Helix Snapcaster Mage was probably the best draw on the deck. No, it's not lethal. They're at 1, chat. They're at 1. They could like draw Walking Ballista or something here. I should have upkeep path too, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whew! Whew! Better lucky than good, chat. Better lucky than good. Better lucky than good. That's true. That's true. The 2 points might be relevant. That's true. Well, we're now 8-0 in matches with this deck in our last 2 leagues. So that's nice. It's nice. Jeskai can't stop, won't stop. I do like the idea. I do like the idea of playing my favorite 3/1 Flash Flyer and a couple of Nimble Obstructionists. This deck's like good blue-red Delver. Yeah, in a way. Not only is it faster and more consistent, but it plays through hate better too. So a lot of these fair decks. So one of the things that's interesting is we frequently talked about how when you're playing fair decks in Modern, you generally don't have a wide enough sideboard to fight on a lot of different axes. And because a lot of the unfair decks are being concentrated into graveyards, you can build your fair deck in a way that it can beat the graveyard decks, right? Like, I've got 7 pieces of graveyard hate in my sideboard here, plus arguably Path to Exile is like pseudo graveyard hate, and Magma Spray is pseudo graveyard hate. So like, if my fair decks really want to beat explicitly graveyard strategies, that's very possible in this format. So the fact that not only that, but like the other unfair decks that are trying to race things like Hagak are decks like Devoted Druid, which notably are very bad against these heavily interactive decks like this. Detention Sphere is also very reasonable against Hagak. Yep, that's why there's... Detention Sphere covers Hagak, and it covers multiple ensnaring bridges, so really a big fan of the 2D spheres on the board right now. So, I'm actually going to play a tapped Hallowed Fountain on one here, because while I could path or opt, you rarely want to path on the first turn of the game. And the second thing is, I'm not going to guarantee to know what I'm really looking for with this opt on the first turn of the game, so I'm going to wait and get a little bit more information here. How do I feel about promos? I think promos should not be tournament legal. I'm going to play this, and this is going to fetch basic island. This is going to fetch basic plains. We're playing against Ponza here. Ponza, for those that are new to Magic or Modern, is a red-green land destruction deck. Could be a brew too. Temple Garden implies that maybe they are not the land destruction deck. Holding up Veto on 2, good against random ramp strategies as well. Still a Utopia Sprawl deck, yep. Allows their land to make extra mana. They're a Devoted Druid deck. Okay. Okay. Why would I veto the Sprawl? If they don't play a good non-creature spell that I really want to veto, I get to... You don't beat the all ramp deck by killing the ramp spells. Like look, this is a great example of why I don't veto the Utopia Sprawl. Because my opponent's draw so far is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of mana. They very likely only have a single payoff, which could likely be a non-creature payoff, which Veto will counter. So I would greatly prefer to simply Alright, now I'm not... They named green, so I'm not playing around Blood Moon. Yeah, these decks usually play 4 mana Karn. Yep, and Creatures, agreed. So I'm gonna fetch Sacred Foundry untapped here. And the reason why I'm fetching before I opt is because if I bottom the card with the opt, I want it to stay on the bottom. And I'm fetching Sacred Foundry because I know I want to path here, but if I draw a bolt, I would prefer to bolt. I think I'm happy to keep this. This is like a clock and it's kind of disruption. You want to bottom this, really? You think I just want removal spells that badly? I guess that's fair. Don't tell people not to counter the ramp, Mavalican Secrets. Yeah, decks playing ramp spells tend to be like 50% to 2/3 mana. So like countering the ramp spells is generally very bad. I think I'm just going like Steam Vents Pass. It's a good draw. They added the ability to hide these sub-alerts without sharing. Nice, Frags. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. And then we just veto this, right? This is basically the option to veto a creature, which is nice. We did beat Tron. We 2-0'd Tron. Harder, better, faster, stronger, more than every hour after hour. Work is never over. Veto bait, like if I don't veto that, they're getting something that I'm gonna need to remove later. So it's basically giving me the option to use veto as a removal spell here. And I'm gonna go ahead and crack this fetch at end of turn, because if they have a Court of Calling, that's fine. I'm gonna get to Snap Path or like Teferi bounce their thing. I'm gonna pass here again. If they give me something to Snap Path, we'll Snap Path. If they give me something to Snap Veto, we'll Snap Veto. If they don't give me something to Path or Veto, we'll Snap Opt at end of turn, because then I'm gonna have Restoration Angel to blink my Snapcaster Mage again up the following turn cycle. Yeah, that's true too. A lot of these Dominaria decks have been cutting cord for Finale, because Finale is a payoff for infinite mana. Ramp is the distraction. The real plan is putting with bad dorks. You joke, but that could be a thing. Check out some of my options here. Oh, I should have fetched beforehand again. Although I suppose I could draw a like a Lightning Helix here and then want to cast it. 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're playing Ponza. I said they might have been Ponza earlier, but they're likely not Ponza. This didn't name red, and they haven't fetched any red sources. And they played a Devoted Druid, right? So almost certainly not Ponza. That's true. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if they have like land, they could Finale for 10. We could Resto Snap Veto though if they do that. So the fetching at end of turn there isn't just to thin my deck. Putting a shock land into play tapped also has added value. I'm gonna go ahead and path one of these Arbor Elves. It technically puts them down 1 mana. It removes some of their clock from the table. That's true. Walking Ballista would be annoying. Spell Queller is a good drop. With the Spell Queller draw, do I Teferi? I think I do. If I Teferi bounce the elf, they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 mana at most. If I Teferi bounce the elf, what comes back to bite me? I don't think anything. Like, what am I? Like, my entire connection just dropped out. Like, Moto disconnected, OBS disconnected. It's weird, too, because it dropped, and then everything that I refreshed was fine. So I don't know if it was an ISP issue, but, like, everything else was fine as soon as I hit the refresh button. Like, it just, like, the connection just, like, straight dropped to 0. That's true. Moto's better than Arena when it comes to, like, disconnecting, because you get 10 minutes. And you don't run a timeout. No, my entire connection dropped tracks, because my Moto disconnected too. I don't have Comcast. If that happens again, I'll have to track down whether or not it's my wireless or if it was an ISP issue. Yeah, I have fiber internet. Sure. Utopia's Brawl is on this forest, but it's off to the side because I disconnected and reconnected on Moto. Hey, Mage Cub, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, weird. I wonder if my... Yeah, I don't know. Because normally when you have service degradation, it like slowly chokes out. Like that was just like everything choked off and then was immediately right back up again. We are 3-0 in this league, and we are in game 1 of this 4th match. So notably, I'm not going to gain life from this because I get to put 2 minus counters on here. Or my opponent didn't realize they could do that. I guess I could have attacked with everything first there, and if they don't block, I kill them. Probably a small missequencing on my part. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I'm dead to Finale here, technically. This is their only card in hand, so we'll just Resto the Spell Queller and counter it. And thanks to my friend Teferi over here, they can't recast the Scavenging Ooze. I hope that doesn't, it'll be interesting to see if that disconnect messes up my Twitch archive for exporting to YouTube. That'll be awkward if so. I guess I can download and video edit it together, but that's a pain in the arse. How's Tempo been holding up? We've beaten humans, Merfolk, and Tron so far. And we are now up a game here. Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas actually kills Utopia Sprawl and draws a card, which is interesting. Yeah, Teferi's not particularly good here. I agree with that. Spreading Seas is probably the other cut. How do you feel about D-Sphere versus Teferi? I think this is just like an all Doomblades on deck matchup, so D-Sphere is probably fine. That would actually have won the game there. I have no idea, but I'm not going to find out. Gosh, it's been a while since we've had a Twitch disconnect. I forgot how many people you lose instantaneously when that happens. Just lose a quarter of the viewers. This is fine. I'd like a 1-mana removal spell, but 2-mana removal spell will do. Is Ashiok too narrow against their tutors? Huh. Yeah, Ashiok seems pretty good. We were at like 750 before the DC. What's a Twitch disconnect? My internet had a hiccup and my stream cut out for a second. And it causes you to lose viewers for the same reason taking 60 seconds to go to the bathroom loses you viewers. People watching on Twitch have very short attention spans. So any amount of disruption and they change the channel. Hey, happy 21st, Jack. Yeah, Ashiok actually seems potentially reasonable. Oh, do they not have another land? If they had another land, they probably wouldn't put the Sprawl on here, right? Yeah, my internet had a hiccup and disconnected Thunderwunk, so my computer stopped streaming to Twitch. I was in fact offline for like 30 seconds. Ooh, Field of Ruin is good. So we get to go ahead and Helix this out of existence, and then we get to field this next turn, which cuts them off of mana. Correct, Wonk. I understand the mechanics of it. This is my job. I'm not new at this. I understand what happens when I disconnect. How's this Arctic doing so far? We're 3-0 and we're up a game in this match. And I think we 5-0'd with this one last time. We 5-0'd or 4-1, one of the two. Ooh. Miser, Field of Ruin, quite busted. Alright, what are we getting? That's quite unfortunate. So that lets them destroy lands with their card. So they are Panza. So what do I want to do here? So the problem is if I de-sphere this Karn, they have 6 mana next turn. They're reprinting a ton of graveyard hate for the new format. So do I field them and let Karn blow up a land next turn? Or do I just de-sphere the Karn and wait a turn to field them? I think I wanted the Detention Sphere and wait a turn to field them. I mean, that risk exists regardless, though, Burgle, right? I guess if they're down mana, that's less likely to happen. If they have less, if that, yeah, okay. I'm gonna field plus op this turn. So let's just do that. It's a shame. It's a real shame I don't have a bolt, so I can't bolt the Arbor Elf. I mean, Cage doesn't stop Planeswalkers from coming back with Command the Dreadhorde. And 3 mana Teferi bounces Leyline of the Void, so this lets Karn kill one of my lands, because Liquid Metal Coating makes my land an artifact, and then they plus Karn, making it a 0/0. Huh. I don't think I want that. I think I was looking for a way to kill this. Yep. Removal spell. Removal spell. Removal spell. Oh, that's kind of a removal spell, right? I wanted to kill both their things, chat. I'm aware I have Abrade. I wanted to kill both of these so they only have 2 mana. Because now they're gonna get to untap with 4 mana, right? I think I just snap Helix this Devoted Druid and hope for the best here. And then next turn, this gives me the option to Abrade plus hold up Spell Queller, which is nice. What if I just let them untap with 6 mana? I think that's not ideal. It means they could play something that I can't Spell Queller. It's like marginally better against second Karn, I suppose. Yeah, the turn 2 kill sounds like Magic Christmas Land. Now I probably want to kill this right away. Just because this is going to be active next turn to protect it otherwise. This lets me hold up Spell Queller. So, like, we're in an okay spot here. They definitely have draws that get them out of this situation, but we're definitely ahead at the moment. And then we'll have Resto Snap Abrade next turn. Or Resto Snap Op, depending on what we want to do. Probably Resto Snap Abrade. Just kill the giver. Yeah, I agree. Veto or Disdainful Stroke would be good draws. Things that cover their bigger plays, their tutors. They currently have 4, 5, 6 mana. Garrick, Relentless. I like the cut of your jib, opponent. We're gonna ask you to quell yourself, though. Please quell down over there. Flippy Garrick was one of my favorites in Standard. He's a good guy. Howdy, Karn. Life is swell, just hanging out playing some Modern. I think this deck is powerful enough to take to a big tournament. Listen, if you aren't registering Faithless Looting or Ancient Stirrings in Modern, you should just follow your heart. If you enjoy casting Spell Queller, more power to you. Register this deck. I don't think I'm going to get to Underlords today. I'm definitely doing Underlords tomorrow and Thursday, though. And probably Friday. Probably Friday. I was thinking about taking Friday off, but maybe we'll just do an all Underlord stream on Friday. It'll be fun. So if they draw a blank here, they're dead on my untap. They're dead my next turn, right? I bolt them, resto, snap, bolt them, attack for 5 in the air. So if they draw a blank here, they're dead next turn. What was the last Paper Mono tournament you played, and what did I play? I played Elves at the last tournament I played in. It was last month. The event command still relevant. No intentions personally of playing Paper Magic anytime soon. Yes. Resolves. I can also resto Abrade whatever they get here. But I don't think they can get anything that, like, disrupts me, so we're probably just killing them next turn. Are we just killing my land? Deal. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! 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 These fucking static abilities on these planeswalkers. These fucking static abilities on these planeswalkers. It just makes me want to turn the client off and, like, go do anything else. This set made these formats so fucking miserable. I can't make mana with it. It's a fucking artifact, and this card turns off artifacts, including lands. I mean, kinda. Now I have to kill this. Like, if I just, like, don't misclick there and remember there's a static ability, like, they're actually just dead the next turn and they can't do anything. Yeah. Well, resto, snap opt. I think I'm keeping that. Karn static ability makes it so artifacts don't work. So when they coding my land no longer makes mana. In my head, I was like, okay, in response to the Karn thing, I'll just bolt them and then we'll untap and kill them and it's fine. But I needed to float mana with it. As always, if you want me to play a deck, use the form on the website. It's always never not the answer. You're not new here, Foxicon. Don't say yes or no to will you play Archetype X? Use the forum. That's true too. It's not just Stony Silence, it's one-sided Stony Silence. Will you play Tenrak? Use the forum. Morning, Scooter. Man, am I dreading getting to Standard today. Maybe I should just refund people's money for the Standard decks I haven't played yet. Maybe I should just refund their money and just play Underlords this week after we're done with Moto. Thanks for the 9 months, Sandals. Yeah, I agree. From a game design perspective, I don't really like a lot of these new walkers. This card is like Blood Moon levels miserable. He says as he's registering it in Modern. At least in Modern, not everyone's playing it. In Standard, it's like every third match is against this card, and it really sucks. This card basically says, hey, all those interesting, fun things you love playing, you love about Magic, you just can't do them. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Op Tier first because I could hit a red source that doesn't hurt me. That one comes into play tapped. Ooh, Helix is good. Yeah, that's definitely something we've talked about on here. I do love Azuria's Guildgate Modern, yep. Oh, they're not holding up Skullcrack. This is so good for us. I'm going to Fetch Shock here because I definitely want to kill these things. So let's bolt one of these. I'm going to 14 on the attack. I'm going to go up to 17 next turn. Yeah, I agree. Narset is like equally offensive. But it's just like, Narset could be like Narset. At least I'm not Teferi. Now, that being said, our Teferis and our Spell Queller are looking pretty awkward here. This deck's great. I really like this deck. Teferi counters Rift Bolt. He does do that, doesn't he? So, I think Teferi... So, I think, in large part, the new format is going to be very similar to Modern in that a lot of people are going to be playing pet decks as opposed to just playing all the best decks. I'm going to click a Teferi out of my hand, I think, here, and attempt to block. I'm looking for a Snap or another Helix here to lock this game up, basically. Maybe I'm supposed to trade with Goblin Guide there. Maybe. I don't know if I don't offer to trade with the Swift Spear probably ends up getting pumped anyways. I think there's a good chance they could pump the Swift Spear, so it was the same. So I wanted to kill because I didn't know what I was gonna have in my hand. I guess I knew I had Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, maybe I took 1 point of damage I didn't have to take there. It's a race, do 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 do. I would like to rebuy my Lightning Helix. Thank you. Oh, are we done here? Are we done here? What are we doing? What are we doing with ourselves? God, this means they can't skullcrack me? This means they can't skullcrack me? Why is he so good? Why is he so busted, chat? He's so busted. They can't skullcrack me. Man, this card's great when you're the only person playing it. When you don't have to play against it, you get to be the only person playing it. 3-mana Teferi is wonderful. Just like, what if only one of us got to play the miserable card? Do 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 boo boo do 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 do. Oh yeah, I mean I guess they can't skullcrack me, right? So like I don't need to play around the skullcrack because they can't respond. They can't respond to this because of this card. Oh, you're so miserable, Teferi. Why are you so miserable, Teferi? Only one of us is playing Hearthstone and it's not you. Yep. Well, I mean, they're technically dead on board, right? I'm not going to show them Spell Queller. I don't think there's any reason to show them Spell Queller. All right. I don't really have sideboard cards for this matchup. I've got a Magma Spray and a Abrade and a Celestial Purge. Spreading Seas is pretty mediocre. That seems fine. I don't think this matchup is necessarily terrible for us. Like, we've got 3 Helixes in the main and we have Bolts too. So let's do this. We also have an okay clock. Could have Field of Rude them unsubbed. I mean, to be fair, finding out how many basics they have probably wasn't a bad idea. I think D-Sphere is too slow and clunky. Is this a mulligan? It doesn't have Helix in it, and it can't cast Helix if we draw it until we Field of Rune. Like, pathing them on turn 1 is not particularly exciting either. This hand's much better. Fetch basic Mountain Vulture thing. Matches like this is why there's a basic Mountain in our deck, so you can fetch them without taking damage. Veto. Is that a keeper? Like, I'm probably fetching basic Mountain on 1, which means I'm not casting this till 3. I think I just want the most chances to find a Helix. Pithy, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Also, if they play Goblin Guide on 1, bottoming that gives me a chance to draw a land. Come on. Come on. Come on. Poor Resto. All right, so we get 2 chances to find a land here. Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! Papi! Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Now, the slightly scary part is my opponent does have 4 spells in their hand right now because they're missing land drops. It wasn't the land we were hoping for, but it'll do in a pinch. I'm gonna put this in tapped, because then I get to snap Helix next turn. Spike me, daddy, spike me. They do still have 4 spells in their hand, so I do need to get to closing here. And again, no reason to let them untap, draw a land, and skullcrack me. Let's just get this in now. I mean, we have Oathakaya in standard. Oathakaya is like pretty close to Helix. It's Helix adjacent, yeah. Huh. I think I bought him that. I attack for 2 down to 12. I end step resto. Attack for 7 or 5, 9. I think that's good. They need to have, like, land here into Bolt, into Bolt. Red Rover, let Swift Spear come over. They sniffed out the trap, chat. Be aggressive. B-E aggressive. Do 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 do. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? Dead side of the scale? Looking like the dead side of the scale. Oh yeah. Don't stop believing. Do 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 do. Listen, we 5-0'd with Jeskai and Jund in the last 2 days. Everybody's upset with. Did we lose 1 game? We lost 1 game to Merfolk, right? Yeah, we missed our 3rd land drop against Merfolk. What's going on? We're winning with all the fair magic. Insert Scred what a GP comment here, right? Yeah, I don't know. There's a chance. Yeah, I got 7 graveyard hate cards in my sideboard and Detention Sphere. So like cards that could have text against Hagak. Like this many. We've got 11 of them. Spreading Seas was like pretty okay at multiple points in the league. Like it was good. It was clutch against Tron. It was fine against Merfolk. It was fine versus Merfolk. And, like, the thing on Spreading Seas is, like, this, it's a card that I refer to, like, the ceiling on it being relatively high. One thing the ceiling on it, the floor on it being relatively, like, even when it's bad, it's good. Something that I might try just for the sake of getting some variety in, I might try cutting these and just adding Field of Ruin as a last land. Nimble Obstructionist is a card that I've been pretty happy with in tempo decks in the past, so maybe trying a couple of these to, like, diversify our 3-mana annoying cards could be okay. So, like, go up a Field of Ruin, so I have, like, still a little bit of mana disruption, but also, like, this card's another card that's good against Tron, so I'm, like, swapping out Spreading Seas, which is a card that's good against Tron, for 3 cards that are still pretty reasonable against Tron. Does not seem unreasonable. As far as the sideboard goes, 7 pieces of graveyard is probably too many. A second Ashiok being second Stony Silence is probably not unreasonable. Alright. And unfortunately, my disconnect did cut my stream archive into 2, so I'm probably gonna have to do some video editing. So it's gonna be a little bit before this Jeskai one ends up on the YouTubes. Yeah, not trying to cast Cryptic Command definitely makes your mana a lot better. Don't you want a 2-drop to help find lands? Well, I added a land, a Coke. I added Field of Ruin as a 24th land. And we still have copies of Opt.